Hello, I am Ellie, and today I'm talking about ending the cycle of abuse. This is such a personal topic for me, and I'm really glad that you're here with me because I am done. I have ended the cycle of abuse, the long history of toxic, abusive relationships for the entirety of my adult relationships, and it has been such a process. But the most important thing that I could say in this entire video is in order to break the cycle of abuse really requires one thing, one simple thing, big thing. All the rest are details, but it's this one thing. And it is discovering that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of good treatment. Because many of us, and myself included, I had this belief that I wasn't even aware of. So it wasn't a conscious belief. It wasn't something I was walking around every day saying to myself or acknowledging. No, this is a deep-seated subconscious belief that I started to run with as a child because of my environment, what was happening. The ego needs to make everything mean something. So as a little girl, I made one of two choices, and my choices were what's happening is other people's fault or what's happening is my fault. And I chose the latter. I chose that everything that was happening was my fault. And with that belief, with that decision to run with that meaning, that story, I took on a belief that there was something inherently wrong with me, that I was unlovable, and that's why I wasn't receiving the love. And this is a painful path. And so I really sympathize with you if you can resonate with anything that I'm saying so far. And it wasn't until I had this aha moment, and it's even funny to say this because I have been on a spiritual journey, a healing journey, a journey of self-love and greater awareness for many years now. And it wasn't until recently that even though I was focusing on love, feeling gratitude, grounding, doing all the work, doing all the shadow work, inner child work, you name it, I do it. Still, that belief, it was so deep that there was something wrong with me, unlovable, that something broken about me. And that was running my life. That was affecting the entirety of my being. It was allowing me to stay and stay and stay in relationships where I was being hurt, where the relationship was hurting me, was dimming my inner flame, my love light, my aliveness. And I was allowing that. And that for me right now, as the shadows are coming up to see me, as I'm doing final releases on a whole new path, my whole world has opened up. My whole life is changing in this way that feels like this explosive firework festival with all the best fun and all the best music and all the best people. That's what's happening for me right now. But my shadow is coming to me because it's saying, hey, this is going to block you from the fullness of love that you desire, the fullness of love that you're worthy of, and the fullness of love that I can feel is right in front of me, right here, moving towards me quickly. And so I've been receiving this urgent message to clear out the last of this pain, trauma of being in the face of unlove. And one of the biggest pains that I am actually now dealing with is the pain for looking back at my previous self who was allowing this type of treatment, who was enduring, who was blaming myself. I'm so good at really looking at myself, and part of it was because of that belief, actually, because I always believed there's something wrong with me, unlovable. When anything would go bad in the relationship and my partner would blame me, I would think, okay, well, that makes sense. Let me just keep working on myself. And I did. But, and that's how I got where I am now. But looking back, it is so painful to look at the version of me who allowed, who endured. And so this is an important part if we want to break the cycle of toxic relationships, of abuse even, we have to be able to take a look at ourselves, a hard look at ourselves. What are we allowing? What do we think we're worthy of? What is normal to us? Because it's just so familiar. Maybe we grew up with this type of treatment. Maybe our partnerships in our adult life have just been, different person, different body, same energy, same treatment. It is familiar. Well, when things are familiar, we don't notice the red flags. We don't notice that, hey, this isn't right. Why would we? It's just what we're used to. And so this is so important, to become aware, to be able to really look at yourself. What kind of treatment do you think you are worthy of? What do you think is never possible for you? We have to address these beliefs, because these beliefs, just a belief that we have, is running the show. It's driving our actions, our thoughts, our feelings. It is the driving force in what allows us to stay even in the face of unlove. And it's a very painful path, and we can break the pattern. You can break the pattern. It's all about recognizing and becoming aware of what is actually happening, starting with you, your inner environment. What are your beliefs about yourself, about love, about the world around you, about your capabilities? So it's really so important. If you want to break the cycle of toxicity, of abuse, you have to start with you. Because until you truly believe that you're worthy of good treatment, of better treatment, you will stay. You'll stay and you will endure, and it's painful. And your inner light will just go down, and you're in danger. So if that is happening to you, if you're in a relationship, and it doesn't even matter, by the way, I've said this in a previous video, but if you're in a relationship, because so many times people are asking, is this toxic? Is this abusive? I don't know. Listen, okay? If your inner light is dimming, if you find yourself in cycles of deep pain, maybe where you can't even function, because that used to happen to me, it's just this cycle of deep pain, deep despair, like so much shame and unlove. It's just this energy of unlove, and I would go down deep, and then I would pull myself out and rise up again, only to fall right back into the cycle. So if you're in a cycle like this, if your inner light is dimming, your inner flame, your love light, your aliveness is dimming, you don't need to know anything else. You don't need to put a label on it. Is it toxic? Is it abusive? Doesn't matter. You're in danger, because when our inner light goes out, we can get taken out. That's how we fall into depression that we just can't climb out of. This is how we lose our luster for life. It's how we just start to survive. And there is no joy here. There is no peace here. There is no abundance here. But we have the power to choose. We get to choose how our life unfolds. But if we don't address these deep-seated beliefs, if we don't address the patterns in our lives, in our relationships, and become aware of them and choose to break them, seek out how do we break them, and actually do that, actually meet ourselves in love continuously. It takes effort, it takes devotion to self. So if we want a better life, we've got to put in the work. We got to start with ourselves, our inner world. And we're just so powerful. I have changed my life from places. When I look back, it seems like another life, another life, and just keeps evolving for me like that. As I devote myself to love in general, I choose love. I choose to move towards that and away from places where it does not exist. And I choose that now because I am rooted in my own self-worth. I do not need anyone to validate that for me. I know it. I feel it. I'm embodying it. I love me. I love me as imperfect as I am. I choose me, and I choose now to never allow what dims my inner light. So if you want to break the abuse pattern, a pattern of toxic relationships, same energy, same treatment, different body, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to root in to a new devotion to self. And if you have an anxious attachment, I encourage you to go back and watch all of my videos on anxious attachment. I dissolved my anxious attachment. I let it go. It was painful. It was brutal. I can walk you through it. So Yeah, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy with how life is unfolding and how if you are devoted to self, if you find that inner strength for yourself, if you connect to the love that you are, the instant access to love that you always have, and you start to fill yourself with that love, fill yourself with that love, just with your intention. It's so simple, but it takes devotion, time, right? Action. Just put on some music that evokes love and feel it. And then direct that back towards yourself. And when you do that, now you can love others deeply, truly. Yeah, it's beautiful. Now you get to give and receive love because many of us, we don't really feel worthy of love. So we have no problem giving and giving and trying to get love from others, but we abandon ourselves. We forget to love ourselves. We forget to consider ourselves. We forget that also we are worthy of compassion and good treatment and love. Okay, so yeah, I'm just on fire for life. I'm just on fire for love. I am so excited. I have escaped. There's this song I love. I'm going to put it in the comments. It's by one of my favorite bands, Stick Figure. And in the lines it says, it's like, I want to be free. I will escape. And I have escaped this patterned way of thinking, of allowing, of accepting painful treatment, toxic treatment, abusive, gaslighting, manipulation, harsh criticism, without the willingness to listen, without the willingness to actually say, hey, what's going on here? Let's talk it out. Because all conflict is an opportunity to understand one another, but it takes two. You cannot do it alone. You cannot carry a relationship alone. You cannot love someone enough that they finally decide to love you. Okay? So this is part of the accepting, part of the allowing. So we have this powerful ability to move away from what's causing us pain and move towards what breathes life-giving energy into us, what lifts us up, turns us on, lets us shine. But we have to know we're worthy of it, and we have to choose it above all else. We are the guardians of our own inner light, our own inner flame. No one can do this for us. You have to do it. So, is it toxic? Is it abusive? I could talk about this all day. Maybe I'll make videos about this if you want to know specific abusive behaviors. I know. Let me know. Maybe I'll do that. But just know, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to figure it all out. All you have to know is, are you dying inside slowly? Is your inner light going out? Are you in pain more than you're not? Does your partner criticize you to the point where you break down in pain? This is all you need to know. Don't worry about the details. And we can get into it, like I said, if you want. I can give you the details. But it doesn't matter. And don't get lost. Do not get lost in the compassion for the other person, the feeling, because I know, been there. You might find yourself in this place where you realize, okay, yeah, my inner flame is going out, but I love this person. I see their potential. I know they can do it. Listen, no, okay? You got to get out of there. If your inner light is going down, your inner flame is going out, and you are losing your love life, you are losing your aliveness, okay? Your excitement, your peace, something is wrong, and it does not matter what. It doesn't matter what, because you are the guardian of your inner flame, of your own aliveness, and you are the co-creator of this life. So you get to decide. You get to decide anything you want. And I hope that you decide to choose you. I hope you decide to do whatever you can do to finally connect to your own love sourced from you, from the source, through you, emanating out, reflecting back to you. This is the path, baby. This is the path to have this beautiful, beautiful life that's available to us all. So I'm here with you. I support you. You are worthy. If you like this video, and I hope it served you in some way, go ahead and support me by subscribing, and I will love to connect with you soon. Thank you.